Welcome back to Let's Play Skies of Arcadia. I'm Nye, that's Trance, and we're going to finish up Mount Kazai.
In my native tongue, my name is Dances with Tassels.
Dances with Tassels?
Dances with Tassels.
Okay.
It's Hebrew.
Uh-huh. You know, it's a spectacularly weird feeling.
That of a live eel slithering around in your underpants?
Well, yes, that. As well as the fact that I did not make a... No, I did make a pun that last episode. That's right, I did. Okay, I'm still on with quota. No, I have a very eclectic musical taste. For instance, I have a great love for the band Steam Powered Giraffe. Everybody, I advise you to go check them out. Anyways.
They're quite good.
Mm-hmm. So I have a very eclectic taste. And it is very, very weird to me if I'm ever watching any given movie or television show, and I recognize music that I enjoy in that show. Now, this one will be fairly obvious, because these guys were actually pretty big, but Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. And I'm not talking about The Mask, because yes, they were there. That's them on the stage when the mask is dancing. That is their song. But I'm actually talking about the show Sex and the City. I was watching an episode, and their song King of Swing came up. Now, at no time do they actually sing, which sucks, because that's one of the best parts of the song. But I recognized the song, and I went, a song I like on a show I'm watching? This is unheard of.
This is blasphemy. It is madness. This is a tired reference. And we haven't talked about Skies of Arcadia at all this episode, have we?
Not yet, but this episode did just start 2 minutes ago.
True.
Now, keep in mind, this wasn't as bad as it was back in the back couple of years back when Blue Man Group finally hit it big and they were on the Intel commercials. Because that was kind of weird. As an old school Blue Man Group fan, that was kind of weird to see. It was fun. It was even more fun watching Blue Man Group use Robin Williams as a paintbrush. But still, kind of weird.
That's a phrase that you don't hear often.
Well, it was actually really funny. I can't remember who it was, if it was Jay Leno or... I can't remember who it was that they actually did it on. But Robin Williams and Blue Man Group was on at the same time. And one of their... So they did, in real life, one of the skits they do on their stage show, they'll take an audience member, bring them up to the stage, and bring them to the back room. And then comes up a pre-recorded video showing the audience member with an obscured face being put in a big white jumpsuit with a helmet, then being lifted by their feet from a crane attached to a rope. The Blue Men splash paint over their front, and then, to the sound of the music, smack them against a giant canvas, leaving big body-shaped prints on it. Well,
which they then sell and release the profits to a non-profit organization.
That I'm not so sure about. Anyways, now they won't do this with regular audience members because that's, the best way to get sued. But they did this with Robin Williams.
Because he doesn't give a fuck.
Exactly. Yeah, I kind of have much respect for both groups after that. Speaking of respect for stuff, I also have much respect for the guys who do the Humble Indie Bundle, so this is going to go up in time for the latest one. Guys, get a jump on that. Let's make some charity Christmases really cool this year, so help us out.
Well, it's not technically an indie bundle. It's a Humble THQ bundle.
Yeah, but it's a Humble Bundle, and that's kind of the point.
Yeah, and you get freaking Saints Row 3 for $5.
Or thereabouts.
Hell. You can get Metro 2033 for however much you're willing to play. Metro. If you haven't seen it, or played it, or, read the novel, you should.
Now, I kind of feel bad about giving props to two bands and a bundle all in the same video. because that just doesn't sound good. Especially because we haven't even talked about the game yet this episode.
Didn't I already make that comment?
Yeah, but I had to make those comments given the timing.
And hey, it is the water dungeon.
Yeah, it's the water dungeon. We got nothing really to talk about. So this is the Zivlin Bane fight for this dungeon.
Zivlin Bane, the damp edition.
Pretty much. And he's just as... yeah, as every other time I fought him. Even less now, actually, because now I can just full heal on turn 2 and I don't give a damn. We actually just pressed the final switch for the main room back there. So now we can go down to the sub-levels. Okay, dude, you just need to die, okay?
Over there.
I like that the color scheme they give to Bane's ranged attack. That like electric purple.
It's certainly interesting.
I don't know if it's meant to make it look ethereal or...
How about you?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
You know what game I want to LP, but I know I'll be killed for doing it because it's not particularly interesting, apart from a couple of parts? The Evolution series.
That was
Or
easy.
at least Evolution 1.
Well, they're pretty good.
They're total dungeon crawlers, though. So while they're fun to play, they're not particularly interesting to watch, and I'd have to chipmunk the entire damn thing.
Hey, an entire game set in chipmunk mode could be very interesting to our viewers, especially if we have any of the Stoner Club watching.
Well, remember, I love Evolution. It was one of the first RPGs I ever played all the way through. One of my favorite games altogether. I love the humor in it, even if half the humor has to do with bad translations. And I love a lot of the mechanics the game has. It does a very well done ATB battle system. It has one of the first times I'd ever seen a grid-based RPG system where you only control your own grid. So not like Tactics and not like Disgaea, but if you ever played Enchanted Arms for the 360, something very similar. So it was a lot of very, very novel ideas, and as I said, I'm a big fan of it, and even I get bored of the freaking dungeon crawling at a certain point, because there's 5 dungeons in the game that you end up going through. All of them are completely randomly generated, top to bottom, with a couple of rules that every given level has to follow, and on top of this, each level gets progressively longer. They start at 10 floors and work their way up from there. So after about the 3rd dungeon, when we're up to like 40 floors, then I start getting bored. But the storyline is pretty damn cool. I love the battle system, some of the stuff they do with it, and I really am kind of interested in doing it. And this was a major complaint, actually, about the game that the developers listened to when they made Evolution 2. All of the dungeons, except for one, were preset entirely, which allowed them to do some cool things they hadn't done before. And the only entirely procedurally generated dungeon in the game is completely and utterly optional.
Most intriguing.
I'm kind of interested.
If you could tell I honestly didn't care, thumbs up this video.
You're a horrible
No
person,
offense,
Lance.
Nye.
Horrible person.
Dungeon crawlers aren't my cup of tea. I like my RPGs how I like my women. Japanese. No. That's not true at all.
Well, that's good, because Evolution is Japanese.
Yeah, it's... You see, the point is, I was making a horrible, horrible pun. No, it's... Not sure how to really explain it. I prefer more Phantasy Star 4 style. Like... Well, yeah, Phantasy Star 4 style. That's really the best way to put it.
Okay. By the way, we can find a way for us to do Gauntlet and Dark Legacy together.
Not sure how.
Neither am I, but I think we can find a way.
The classic gauntlets would be fun as all hell to do, too.
Yeah, but Dark Legacy has that whole, you know, as you level up, you gain more armor and stuff for your class, and at level, whatever it was, 50, you gain the familiar, and... It was pure arcade cheese, and... Okay, honestly, the real reason is I want to play the Jester, and no other Gauntlet game has a Jester who will hit bombs with a baseball bat to attack.
You know, that's a pretty solid argument in the game's favor, I must admit.
Isn't it? I mean, I think that's all the argument I need, really. Actually, it's in general, the special attacks. It's not even just the Jester. The Archer pulling out the BFG, which is a gigantic multi-shot crossbow that shoots stuff everywhere. And the announcer even says BFG. Or, the combo attacks, where you'll shoot off one of your allies to pinball over the level and attack everything. Very worth it. Okay, so we are finally down to the lower levels. Man, that last room took 10 minutes alone. Jesus.
There is no god here, there is only Zool.
Or only water level if we have to go there. Don't miss this rope. This rope is very important. Number one, it's the only way back up, apart from just beating the level. So if you miss something, you know. The other reason why is that up here, Moonfish. And that's the only way to get there.
Moonfish.
Okay. Continuing our way through this utterly annoying dungeon. There is a... Where is it? Come on. Come on. There it is. There's a Cham right there. I believe there is another one around here somewhere. Need to use that. I think actually that particular Cham will get us Pupil's next evolution, maybe?
Here's hoping.
I kind of do, actually, because that means more power behind Fina.
He's already a spiked floor. What's he gonna turn into? A treasure chest full of bees?
Well, he turns into Kirby later on.
Yeah, it'll never be a treasure chest full of bees. That can only happen in Torchlight.
Or, you know, Castle Crashers.
There's a treasure chest full of bees weapon in Castle Crashers?
No, but there is the Beekeeper, who shoots bees at people.
Yeah, but that's not a treasure chest full of bees. That's a dude full of bees.
And if you have the orange knight nearby, it'll be bees on fire.
But they're still not a treasure chest full of bees.
Oh, fine. Would you stop using Damien? I do not want you freaking, like, saying bad things at me. Damien. Is a Damien a really badly made Funyun? Like maybe a spicy version?
An utter victory.
Ow! I think you just broke part of my brain.
I had to make my really bad pun for the episode.
There's bad puns, and you just scored a critical with it. Ow.
Speaking of criticals, have you ever played a game that has a critical miss?
Statistically speaking, in Dungeons & Dragons, the critical miss is the absolute most dangerous thing to players, simply because of the sheer amount of d20 attack rolls you need to make. They screw over melee even more than being melee does, and in general, they suck.
Back when me and my best friend were still able to play games next to each other, we had a joke about them. If we ever had a critical miss, one of us would pantomime out, swinging a sword, completely missing the enemy, and somehow stabbing ourselves.
That's basically what a critical miss is, or worse, the sword breaks.
I can't see how sword breaking is worse than cutting off your own leg.
Cutting off your own leg is fixed with a cure moderate wound spell. Your +3 magic sword of magery is fixed by shelling out a couple 100,000 gold.
Oh, I had 2 champs I had to use, okay. He is now the Cupel Spear. I can live with this.
That's somehow less awesome than what it was before.
Okay, see these enemies in the walls here?
Yeah.
Do you remember the enemy in the Temple of Pyrun, the treasure chest guarding tiki things?
Mm-hmm.
This is the Water Temple's version.
I hate mimics.
Well, they're guardians. If you ever see these things on a wall in this area, you know you have to attack it, or that it's going to attack you.
They're still a form of mimic.
Kind of. Except you don't get anything from killing them.
You get EXP.
Yeah. Like, it's not like, say, oh, also they petrify. They're not like, say, Golden Sun's mimics, which actually were mimics, and were mini-bosses in and of themselves. Each one actually dropped something. They're not like Golden Sun 2's, what were those things? The plant things that attacked you, that were basically a second form of mimic. They're just aura spheres, or alu spheres, whatever they're called. Which are not alu cards, they're not quite that cool. Did someone die, or just... What the hell happened?
I haven't the foggiest.
Fine.
Let us
Okay.
be thankful for our safety.
Let us be thankful for our safety. It wasn't that bad. I'm not sure if I'm willing to get, let Enrique get his red spell at this point. Okay, so you got 2 options once you reach this room. Option 1 is continue on through those doors and fight 5 different Alusphere battles.
Ew.
Now, there is one very cool thing with the Aluspheres. Once you kill them, the wall where they had been standing is now empty. The game actually recognized that you did indeed kill the Alusphere. Which is kind of cool. So that's option 1, the straight shot to just fight everything in your way. Option 2 is to do what I'm doing now.
Begging for mercy and praying that they don't murder you?
No, go around. If you lift the water level up to where it is now and walk this way, you go over them.
If I could walk that way, I wouldn't need these pants.
Okie dokie then. You know what we didn't have last episode? We did not have an indie band.
Take this!
God, you're right.
Wow. We did the pun, we had the thumbs up joke, but we didn't have an indie band. Huh.
How about you?
This cannot be. This is blasphemy.
Okay, guys, I know we're at 20 minutes now, but I'm not cutting the episode because the final boss is in the... Or, not final boss, but the boss of this dungeon is in the next room. So, below me, there are the Aluspheres that we are dodging. Because I really don't feel like having 5 more random battles, if I can help it. Press this button, the water level goes up. And you've dodged them jerks. There may be a good reason not to do this, but if there is, I don't know it. Apparently, this is the reason.
Here goes!
Okie dokie. Ow.
Over there!
These are mantoids. That name just doesn't fill me with any level of fear.
Mantis Men!
Ow. Okay, let's get this over with because I have a final boss to deal with and I do not have time for these assholes. You know this means this dungeon is going to take a total of an hour?
Yeah, it's...
I thought this was going to be like a 30-minute dungeon. That's kind of nuts. Also, this means that, Enrique there is going to go down. Or not, never mind. Once again proving that magic is not worth a damn in this game. Neither is attack speed, apparently. God, we do not need another turn in this battle. I have a boss coming up. I do not need any more time to be spent on random freaking battles.
That was a close one.
On the plus side, we've gotten multiple levels out of this dungeon.
Have you equipped the white map?
No, I really don't want to. It
Well,
takes up an
it does.
but it takes up an inventory slot.
Yeah, but you unequip it just before the boss, and then you're fine.
Yeah. I'll consider it. I mean, as I said before, after this dungeon, well, after Yafutoma, we will never again have a random battle outside of a dungeon unless we actually want to. So, and then in a dungeon, I mean, I guess I can use the white map, but... Oh, and in a fit of the developers think of everything, if you went and turned around and tried to open the doors behind us, which are now, there's now a wall of water behind them, it will actually say, you know, if there's a wall of water behind here, the pressure's too high. Okay, let's finish this up.
I love those developers think of everything moments. It shows they care.
I really like this level design right here.
That does look pretty freaking kick-ass, sort of temple-y.
Yeah. A temple sitting in the middle of a lake inside of a volcano, and it glows, and it's defended by a flying turtle.
That almost sounds like a metal album cover.
Have you met my metal band, Flying Metal Turtle?
Flying Metal Turtle? That's not a metal band cover name at all. That's horrible. You don't know music.
France. Metal Band. That was my pun for the episode. By the way, I wasn't kidding when I said metal. That's his special ability.
That doesn't look like a turtle at all. That looks like a clam gone... Well, I'd like to say a clam gone horribly wrong, but...
It's a sea turtle.
That just describes clams. They are horribly wrong.
Have you noticed the Metal Mario thing that it's got going on?
Yeah.
And now everybody can use Incremus.
Hooray! Omnincremus!
Pretty much. Honestly, this fight, it's so easy, because his one real ability that I can remember off the top of my head is that Steel Skin ability.
So he takes less damage. Big fucking whoop.
He takes no damage when it's up, as only up for a turn. Of note, Final Fantasy XI took the exact same ability, the exact same name, and the exact same creature type, and put it in the game, which I always thought was cool.
Unfortunately, it was still Final Fantasy XI.
Screw you.
Oh, I know. FF11 was actually pretty friggin' good. It's just not my cup of tea. You keep coming up with things that aren't my cup of tea, and now I want a cup of tea.
Cup of that lovely brown stuff.
I actually have pumpkin spice tea. It's amazing.
Okay, should I wait for the next turn and go for Judgment, or should I wait for the next turn and go for Judgment?
I think you should Pirate's Wrath.
Apparently I did it right, because he Steel Skinned this turn. And there's that. Prophecy. Let's see how much damage we can do with it this time. By the way, I'm not allowed to skip this animation.
Of the ancients.
To battle our foe.
I don't understand why we're flying.
Why wouldn't you be?
Now, here's the question. Why does it start as a silver moon and then turn into a yellow moon? I could understand it being silver, because that's Fina's thing, but then it turns yellow, which is Enrique's thing.
I honestly don't know. What I do know is that my hovercraft is full of angry squid.
What I do know is that we just dealt 5,000 damage and half-health this boss in one turn.
Take this, you cur.
What I also know is it took us 4 turns to do it. Which is why you guys won't see me use Judgment all that often. So let's see, off this boss, we've seen the absolutely trivial Steel Skin. Ice Storm, also trivial. Wevlin, not so trivial, but still trivial.
Now a bit of trivial for you all. What is the origin of the word trivial? Answer? Who gives a fuck?
Let's try this.
Trance, your sense of timing must work on it. That was that was a decent joke, but you need a pause in the middle of it.
No, the joke was frankly terrible.
Okay, look, the Pirate's Wrath out-damaged the prophecy we just did. That's just stupid.
Prophecies are all weird, mystical, woogity woogity woogity. Whereas Pirate's Wrath is being a fucking pirate.
And
Which is a
smacking the
lot more
crap out of someone.
ridiculous.
Yeah. And we have the Moonlight Robe, which is an item for Fina, or for, Enrique, for that matter. Yep, Enrique's gonna wear a robe.
Woo!
Or maybe he's not, okay. Oh, so sure that was something for him. Huh. So reduces her hit by a little bit, but lots of defense, lots of magic, defense, and dodge. I like dodge. He was a cool
Being
character.
able to reduce damage, good. Being able to not take damage at all, better.
I was talking about Oliver's friend.
Oh.
The Artful Dodger. So here is the blue crystal.
It sparkles.
I also like the sort of electric blue backgrounds.
It sparkles in the manner that proper vampires don't.
Oh wait, is this the first time that... Yeah, I think this is the first time Fina gets to be involved in the victory dance. And there is the three-person victory dance.
It's a three-way.
Pretty much.
Alas, poor Enrique.
Yep, he does get to be involved. Okay, so that was Mount Kazai. Not the worst one we've ever had. It was certainly not another water dungeon, for that matter. Next time we see you guys, stuff will happen. We'll see you soon.
Later.